Welcome back to Brentford Fan TV, and this is our Wolves away preview for the final game of the season. And, I mean, it's been a good season overall.
Yes.
We're in a pretty good league position.
Yes.
Europe is mathematically still on,
Yeah, we'll talk about
despite it being unlikely.
Yeah.
And, yeah, hopefully we can have a good final away game of the season to remember.
Yeah, let's get on with it. And we'll start with our last game against Wolves, which was a 5-3 win at the G-Tech, and it was a great game.
Yeah, pretty simple. I think 5-3 is actually quite complimentary to them.
Yeah.
We were miles above them that day. That would have been Gary O'Neill.
Oh yeah, it would have been.
So not too relevant to their current manager.
Even more compliment.
So I can't even remember what his name is, their current manager.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Sorry, Wolves.
I mean, I've seen the clips of him in the pub with the Wolves fans and everything, but that was a good win for us.
It was in our row of games where we scored really quickly.
Yeah.
And we scored off of 2 kickoff. No, the first one wasn't off a kickoff, but we scored Norgard's goal directly off the kickoff. So
yeah, I remember that. It feels like last season now, but this season, like we scored within 30 seconds, like 3 games in a row. Then this one we scored about a minute in.
Yeah.
From Collins, and that's because Wolves had the kickoff. And so, and then I'm pretty sure Norgard scored about 32 seconds in off a kickoff to make it 3-1 in that game, or 3-2 or 2-1, I don't remember, but something like that. So, as we said, coming to the end of the season, now we can reminisce back on everything that's happened.
Yeah.
But
but looking at the current Wolves team, and they lost their last 3, and before that they won previous few. So it's a huge dip in form, but I think I can understand is that they were struggling at the start of the season, so they had to get out of the relegation battle, and now they're safe. They're probably not playing for anything in particular.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's probably why that huge dip in form.
Yeah, I mean they never had anything to play for apart from to avoid relegation for a long time of the season, but they're well clear now, and so I guess they've just got to, on Sunday, all they have to do is just deliver a good last performance of the season for the fans, which is what Brentford really asked us, the fans, after losing to Fulham. And so, we're definitely going to be giving it our all.
Yes.
And I'm sure Wolves will be as well. So probably we won't get Europe and they have nothing to play for. But, I think both teams will still be
both teams will go
giving it their all. But shall we do the Europe dissection of how it's possible for Brentford?
Not that it is too possible, but I'll
go for it.
We'll kind of just go through what we need. There's a bit more than what the few basic things we definitely need is Brighton to win and Chelsea to finish 6th.
We don't need Brighton to win.
Sorry, Brighton to lose.
Yes. However, that's to Spurs. And so,
yes, because they beat Liverpool last week, pushing us down to 9th. And so that means we need to win this game if we even want a chance at Europe. But the thing is, that chance is not in our hands. It's in Chelsea's, Brighton's, and whoever needs to overtake Chelsea is in their hands.
Basically, come Sunday, we're Brentford fans, we're Tottenham fans, we're Forest fans because we need them to beat Chelsea, we're Aston Villa fans so they can also move above Chelsea. And then if all of this actually happens, we're then Chelsea fans come the Conference League final. Yeah,
because we need them to win as well. We need them to win that.
It's pretty unlikely.
It's very unlikely, but at the very least, I want the players to give a great performance on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, we'll both be there. Unfortunately, we've been given different coach seats.
Yeah.
So we're on different coaches, even though we ordered pretty much at the same time our seats.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's not relevant.
It's not.
Hopefully it'll be a good away day at Wolves. As we said, something, to give the fans, going into the summer. And then we have the fun period. Well, I hate the summer because I just don't like them not being football.
Yeah.
But I do like it whenever there's transfer rumours.
Yeah, the transfers are really, really interesting time.
But although it can be quite frustrating as a Brentford fan because you're linked to someone, they're doing the medical, the next second they're not joining us.
Yeah, they
because that always seems to happen with us. I mean, it's already happened about a few weeks ago. I don't even remember the guy's name. One of the Brentford fan accounts on Instagram, he said some young player from Serie A had come over to do his medical. This was only about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember his name. And the reason is, I said to myself, when it's Brentford, I just don't get my hopes up when it comes to transfers for good young players, who could go to a better club. And so I didn't even remember his name. And then a week later, he puts out another post saying the club have decided they don't want to sell him to us.
Yeah,
So, and so,
but again, last season we got Gustavo Nunes, Fabio Carvalho.
We got Gustavo Nunes because we failed to get Hulimer, who West Ham signed.
Yeah, but we got Carvalho. Loads of teams were after him.
We got Carvalho at the very end of the window.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get other people. Thiago, we got him in like January, February of last year.
Yeah.
And then Van den Berg, he's been really good, and I'm glad we got him.
Yeah.
But he was still third choice. There was O'Brien. There was the Burnley fella. What was that? There was O'Shea. Was it? Yeah. Was it? Were we just going for Irish centre backs to partner Collins in the summer?
I guess. I don't know.
But it was O'Shea. So with Brentford, it does feel like we never get our first choice these days. But you know what?
And then on to a predicted lineup for for Sunday's game.
So we're going unchanged. So that's Flecken, Coyote, Collins, Vandenberg, Kino Spotter, Norgard, Damsgaard, and Yarmuluk, and then Mbermo, Wisashada. The only asterisk is on Coyote because he did come off injured against Fulham off something that was off the ball. So hopefully it was just precautionary, but he might be dropped for, say, ire or something.
Yeah, it did look on the day just like a bit of cramp, but it could have been more. So we've mentioned it here.
Yeah, we don't know. So I think now it's just time for our score predictions.
Yes.
And I haven't thought of this.
I've thought of it, but I've thought that's not realistic.
I've got my prediction.
Okay, you go ahead. Wait, I'll think. Okay, I've got mine. You go ahead.
I'm going to say 2-2.
2-2.
So not the winner we'd want to end the season, but I reckon 2-2.
Aye. Well, I think the players after last week's game against Fulham, I think the players will want to give it their all and give the fans the performance, and I think we'll win 3-1. And that's no offence to Wolves. I'm just looking on our form and your form, and I just think.
You know
what?
Enough score. I reckon we won't win. So say we get a draw, but Brighton will say draw, and every other result we need is going to actually happen. But then we're going to lose our game, and so then we miss out on 8 anyway. That's my prediction.
I think that it sounds like that's something that would happen to us.
It would be very Brentford.
Yes, it would be.
I mean, it reminds me of our promotion campaign from the Championship to the Premier League about 6 seasons ago, maybe 7 now, where we needed a win from our last 2 games and we lost both of them or something. Yeah. I think like Stoke and Bristol. Or Barnsley, was it? Barnsley, yeah.
Yeah, but then soon after.
But with hindsight, we've come up and we stayed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's all there really is to say for the final game of the season.
Thank you very much for watching.
And we'll see you next season.
Yeah.
Or in the summer.